Hello, all my friends and followers. Welcome to Waxing with Wade and episode number 84. My very first episode I'm doing in February this year. Got 3 in January. We'll see if I can get a couple in February at least. Have a guest coming Sunday for an episode that'll air next week, I hope, if all goes well. And today I'm thrilled to be bringing you the debut album by The Cars, 1978, full of hits. Man, right out of the gate, what a great band. Here's the back picture of the band, some credits and things on there. I will tell you a little bit about this cover because there's a little story behind the cover. Let's show the picture sleeves, some nice collage of photos there, black and white. And all the, is that lyrics? Yes, it is the lyrics and all the songs. Okay. The Cars from Boston. Some great bands have come out of Boston. You may know some of these bands are from Boston. You have, of course, Boston, whose debut album was bigger than this one 2 years earlier. A few years earlier than that, Aerosmith debuted out of Boston. Other bands you may have known from Boston, the Jay Giles Band. And then going a little further ahead to the 90s and the alternative rock and grunge era, a couple of bands that I love out of Boston, particularly one that is very influential in the late 80s and 90s rock scene, and that's the Pixies. And then the Lemonheads, who I share that love with one of my friends, Alex. We shared a lot of Lemonheads music back in the day. And really love Evan Dando and Lemonheads, another Boston product. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones as well, the ska rock, one of the leaders in that movement. Okay, the Cars, they came along, they were on the forefront of shifting rock from the guitar-oriented, even though they have plenty of guitars in their songs, but the really guitar-oriented rock from the 70s and the punk rock that was coming along, and then ultimately more synthesized pop that became more popular, synthesized pop rock and keyboards in the 80s. And they were right on the forefront of this change, and they were considered a new wave band. And for that reason, I wasn't that big into them when I was in high school when this album came out. I liked the hits, but I was still into all the classic rock 70s bands that I was already familiar with. I didn't give them that much of a chance, but over the years, how do you not love the Cars? I mean, they've stuck with me. I stuck with them, and I really like them now, and I'm really glad to have this on vinyl from '78. There's 6 songs on this album that you still hear on the radio a lot. I mean, I do on the classic rock stations and some on the top 40. I mean, none of these songs are even their top 10 hits. Their top 10 hits are songs that came along in the 80s. But this is their best and greatest work, I think. And wow, 2 lead vocalists, Rick Ocasek and Benjamin Orr. Let's see, the other members of the band. Oh, where did I see them? Oh, well, it's somewhere on here. Maybe it was on Wiki where I saw who the bass player. Oh, no, it's right here. Here we go. On drums, David Robinson. On lead guitar, Elliot Easton. I should know his name because he's their lead guitarist. And Greg Hawkes on keyboards and saxophone. Rick Ocasek, Benjamin Orr. Benjamin Orr played bass and also sang lead on about half the songs, or close to half. Rick Ocasek sang lead on the other half, maybe a little more than half. Rick Ocasek was a rhythm guitar player, very tall and gangly looking, as you may know, you've seen him, and very unusual voice. He wrote all the songs on this album, and pretty much most all of their songs during their career, Rick Ocasek. So he was the writer, the leader of the band. Benjamin Orr sings some of their songs, some of their hits. We're going to hear parts of these 6 songs that are just timeless, and I'll point out who's singing them, but it's 3 of each, actually. Um, let's see, before I get into the music, was there anything else I wanted to say about the Cars? Uh, just wonderful mix of a rock and pop and art rock and a little rockabilly and a new wave kind of sound, a little punk. All these things melded together to help form this sound, and I'm sure they have influences from all of those genres, you know, that have influenced them. Oh, the cover. The band hated this cover and they did not come up with it nor approve of it, but they signed their record deal. The record company did not want to go with what they had, which was one of their members, I forget which one it was the drummer or keyboard player, who was maybe somewhat of an artist by hobby, designed what they wanted to be the cover. He had it ready to go. It was a collage of photos and things of the band, and the way I saw it described, and the record company hated it and would not, and he had it ready, like he had a professional copy of it made, ready to be made into the album cover. They were ready to go with it when the record company overruled it and said, no, we want to go with this. They went along with it, but I think they always regretted a little bit, and they a couple of them were quoted as saying they really got sick of seeing this giant smiling face over the years as their first album cover. So they didn't like that, but it's fairly iconic now, people that associate this cover with those songs in that era. Okay, here we go. They kicked it off, first song, first album, Let the Good Times Roll. Just letting you know a sign of things to come. Synthesizers that come in there in the second verse. Notice the first verse was a little more bare, and the way it kicks in there, very cool, and that kind of shows that their place in that merger between the 70s style rock and what would come in the 80s, and they were right there, and kind of on the forefront of that. Okay, next song, big hit, you'll know it, but My Best Friend's Girl. This is again Rick Ocasek. He sang the first song. Very recognizable. You know this song.
Always dancing down the street with his wavy blue eyes. Every new boy that you meet doesn't know the real surprise. Here she comes again when she's dancing in the stormy sky. She'll make you thrill. She comes again when she's dancing in the stormy sky. I kinda like the way she feels. She's my best friend's girl. She's my best friend's girl.
Notice how that guitar in between the verses has a little bit of a rockabilly sound, you know. I don't know if I've thought about it that much, but you know, and listening to this album and thinking about you know how it struck me and what I was going to say about it, and I had in reading their wiki page, I had seen the word rockabilly somewhere in there as an influence, and there it is. I mean, and other parts too, just kind of snuck in. That's one of my favorite hits of theirs by sure, for sure, and love the hand clapping in it. By the way, only the three singles off this album were the first three cuts, which was "Let the Good Times Roll," "Best Friend's Girl," and "Just What I Needed." And you're going to know this song well too, because you still hear it, I'm sure, in the grocery store, at the department store, wherever you are, you might hear this song. And this is Benjamin Orr singing, whose voice is not drastically different from Ric Ocasek's, but it is not quite as unique, I would say. Oh, I love this.
I don't want you coming here, wasting all my time. 'Cause when you're standing oh so near, I kinda lose my mind. It's not the perfume that you wear, it's not the ribbons in your hair. I don't want you coming here, wasting all my time. I don't mind you hanging out and talking in your sleep. Doesn't matter where you've been, as long as it was deep. Yeah, always knew you very well, and you look so fancy, I can tell. I don't mind you hanging out and talking in your sleep. I guess you're just what I need. That's what I needed. I needed someone to feed. I guess you're just what I need. That's what I needed. I needed someone to bleed. I don't mind you coming here.
Wow, I really like that guitar solo by Elliot Easton and the synthesizer that in the previous portion there as well. I can't play all the songs. I'm going to play 6 of them. There's 2 more on this side. I'm in touch with your world and Don't Just Stop. They're really good. They're in this same kind of vibe. They weren't big hits, and I just don't have time for them all. So also let me mention that they had kind of made it locally in Boston and play in the bars and small places in Boston, and had recorded a few of these songs, including Just What I Needed and Best Friend's Girls, the last 2 songs we heard. And a local DJ or DJs were playing them in Boston. So they were already hits in that region before they even signed a record deal. This is when they were an unsigned band. So those songs date back, and some others, to before they had a record deal, when they were just friends and a band and trying to make it. All right, here we go with not really a deep cut, because I hear this song a lot and I've heard it a lot, and not from listening to this record necessarily. So I lost my train of thought, the name of it. Oh, You're All I've Got Tonight, which I really love. I mean, it's a great vibe on this song. Hard to believe all these songs are on one album. Of the opening drum.
I don't care if you're some more. I don't care if you even does
guitar lead by Elliot Easton, and man, I love the little guitar notes he was throwing in there during the second verse. Little short little solos, really cool. Okay, next song is Bye Bye Love, and it's the second song on this side. So basically the first three songs on each side are what we are hearing. You'll recognize this one too, probably. It wasn't a single, but man, I've heard it quite a bunch in my life. Bye Bye Love. This is Benjamin Orr on this one.
I had you scared stronger, expecting to survive. With all this hidden in your windows, just waiting to arrive. With such wavy midnight, and you're slipping too insane. Let's get into rock and roll. I hear what you're playing. It's orange side, always with some other guy. It's just a broken lullaby. Bye, my love. Bye, my love. Bye, my love. Bye, my love. Substitution, mass confusion, clouds inside your head.
Oh, I love that. And now, you know, I can see I'm going to be dancing to this album with my baby granddaughters, my twin jewels, Elsie and Wallace. It's so punchy and danceable. Okay, now here is probably the most unusual song on the album. A lot of fans' favorite on the album, and it's, I don't know if it's You've All I've Got Tonight is my favorite on this album, or if it's this song, or if it's just What I Needed. It's one of those three, probably. But I like all of these, including the ones I'm not playing. Here we go. Really cool song, I think. Vibe, simple melody.
Likes to sing, like a movie in stereo. Likes to sing, except for my shoes. Likes to sing, you're shaking and trembling. Likes to sing, it's all inside.
This is Benjamin Orr singing again. it was kind of hard for me to stop that. Also, I'd like to point out the vocals, the kind of lower volume, far away, scratchy vocals that were on that last little verse right before I picked it up. You couldn't hear it, but I could hear it plain as day. It was like he was over here in this speaker. I could hear him, and then he moved over to here. And it's really cool sitting with a good separation on the stereo speakers that you probably aren't going to pick up with the phone picking it up here, recording. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the cars. I'm very glad to have done this episode. Finally gotten to this great band, and just add them to that long list of bands I've featured with their debut albums in the 70s that were so fabulous. Leonard Skinner, Bad Company, Boston, Foreigner, Dire Straits, and I'm probably forgetting a couple in there that I've done their debut albums as episodes. Fleetwood Mac's new lineup with Lindsay and Stevie. Actually, I did the second one. I did Rimbers. But anyway, come back. I'll be posting another episode here pretty soon, hopefully with a guest, on the next Waxing with Wade.